right?
Yeah, but
Well,
I will make an effort to learn more Spanish because I truly, I love the language and I love all the countries where, you know, Spanish is the main language. I really enjoy visiting them. I love the people. And so I really want to make an effort to learn the language more.
oh, thank you so much. And we love you so much, and you
Thank
know
you.
that, right?
Yeah, yeah. There's a real connection I feel with the Latin American people and the Spanish people. They understand me.
So nice. A ver, él dice que va a perfeccionar su español porque le gusta muchísimo todo lo que tiene que ver con la cultura y la gente donde se habla español. Entonces, que va a hacer su mejor esfuerzo por poder hablar español. I think the best way to speak Spanish is you should come to Mexico or
Yes,
any
yes, for
country,
sure. For
and
sure.
we can show you around with food and
Yeah.
everything. That's the
A
best way.
100%. The few times that I went to Mexico before WWE, and I'd be there for a couple of days, because when I was independent, uh, and I would go to a country, I would always make sure that the promoter kept me in the country for a couple of days so I could see things and not just go in, wrestle, and leave. So I'd spent a little time in Mexico and Chile and Peru and all these different countries and Spain. And anytime I was there for even 2 or 3 days, I would just feel like I would pick up the language so quick.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. So maybe I need like a year in
Okay, yes,
Mexico.
of course.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah.
A ver, pues aquí dice que cuando estuvo como luchador independiente, se aseguraba de que lo dejaran unos días antes para poder un poco conocer la cultura y empaparse de eso. Entonces, cuando estuvo en México, en Chile, en Perú, en España, pues esto lo hizo como para tratar de empaparse de nosotros. So, Sammy, this is a bronze show.
Mm.
Always we start talking, not always, this is different with you, as you see, because we start in a different way, right? But normally we start talking about a morning routine. For example, my morning it starts with tea. I'm a tea person, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And what
Hmm.
about you? How is the morning in the life of Sammy Song?
It starts with coffee for sure. Yeah, I love coffee. Again, a lot of the best coffee comes from Latin American countries as well. So the
True.
coffee I just had today is from Peru, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so coffee for sure to start the day.
Okay. And which kind of coffee you prefer?
I have a nice little espresso machine here, so I'll make like a little
Shot.
cortado, yeah, a little espresso with some almond milk or oat milk or something like that.
Okay, great. No, I'm
Yeah.
not a coffee person at all. It's very, I start to feel like super anxious, so
Yeah,
not for
it doesn't affect me that much. I drink tea at night.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay.
after 5 or 6 o'clock, I switch to tea. So I'll probably have 2 cups of, I mean, not big cups of coffee, two like espressos in
Uh-huh.
the daytime, and then 2 cups of tea at night.
Okay. For me, tea all day long.
Yeah. What's your favorite? What kind?
Um, Actually, I love all kind. I mean, I don't like green tea, for example. It produces me
Okay.
the same thing that coffee. So I prefer more like fusions or I don't know, like
Yeah,
rooibos, for
yeah.
example, rooibos or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. I don't know how to pronounce it either, right? But I know what
Yeah,
you're talking
let's
about.
say rooibos.
So I just started drinking tea, a new tea, last week at WWE, at TV. The catering had this type of tea, and I tried it. It's called Bengal Spice.
Uh-huh.
Have you ever
Yeah.
tried this? Oh
Yes,
my
I did.
God. I fell in love with it right away. I've been drinking it every night since. For the
Yes.
last week or 2 weeks, I've been drinking it every night.
Yes, that brand is really good. It's I
Yeah.
tried as well in the catering, something chocolate and mint.
I don't
Really
know
nice.
that, but it sounds amazing. I think I like tea. The more we're talking about it, the more I realize I really love tea.
Yeah, yeah, yes,
Yeah.
I really love tea. We have
Yeah.
to share those kind of
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
A ver, ustedes saben que a mí me encanta el té. Yo le pregunté y yo le dije, bueno, pues es que yo así empiezo mi mañana. ¿Cómo empiezas tu mañana? Y él me dijo, con café. A mí me gusta el café, como una tacita de expreso. Él tiene su maquinita de expreso. A veces se la toma con con leche de almendras y después otra, y en la tarde ya le baja y entonces cambia al té. Así que quedamos en switcharnos recetitas ahí, nos vamos a cambiar nuestros tecitos favoritos. So, I've been thinking about going vegan, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, and I want to know if you have any cool recipes to share for share with me or share with me.
I haven't cooked in a long time.
Okay.
Yeah. It's been a while now that I haven't really been cooking, pretty much since I got married. My wife does all the cooking.
Okay.
But are you in Mexico City?
Yes.
Okay, so there are so many amazing vegan places
Oh
in
yeah?
Mexico
Really?
City. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So my suggestion is there's an app, and I don't usually like to tell people to get apps or anything, but there's an app called Happy Cow, and I think it costs $3, and it's really been great for me when I was traveling to all these different countries because it basically tells you where all the vegan or vegetarian restaurants are anywhere in the world.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a great guide to find really great restaurants. And I just find in the year 2020 now it's super super easy to be vegan.
Yeah.
I didn't find it a very hard. I thought it would be way harder, but
Okay.
it's really easy nowadays because there's options everywhere.
Okay. That's amazing advice. Thank you so much for
Mm,
that.
yeah.
Ok, a ver, yo le dije que estaba pensando en convertirme, bueno, de hecho, me estoy convirtiendo en vegetariana, ¿no? Poco a poco, pues ya dejé la carne y yo le dije que si me podría dar alguna receta, me dijo, recetas no, porque tiene mucho tiempo que no cocino, ahora mi esposa cocina, pero te puedo recomendar una app que se llama Happy Cow. Él normalmente no recomienda apps, pero esta vez que sí. Y que básicamente te recomienda opciones de restaurantes vegetarianos por todo el mundo. Entonces eso está increíble. So let's move to another thing. So you showed that you were the legitimate intercontinental champion, proving everybody wrong. But now on Survivor Series, your next opponent will be the U.S. champion, Bobby Lashley. I want to know, how are you going to survive the hard lock?
Well, I've mixed it up with Bobby Lashley before, and there's no question. Look, you look at him. The guy's a monster. Okay, he is. But against somebody of that size and that strength, you have to be smart. And I think I proved in the latter match where I became the undisputed champion that I know how to use my brain in the ring. So I'm not worried about that. And I also feel like, I've said this already on television and I'll say it again. I'm the intercontinental champion, which means I represent all the countries, all the continents. That means I'm the champion of the people of Chile, of Peru, of Argentina, of Mexico, of Cuba, of Spain, of every country. I'm the champion. I represent the people of that country. Bobby represents one country, the United States, which has its own issues these days, so I'm not even going to talk about it. I feel like I represent a far more prestigious championship, and I have the people in my corner, so that's why I'm not worried.
Boom!
That's right.
Amazing answer. Ok. Agárrense, gente, que la pregunta fue, a ver, pues sí, lo hiciste muy bien, o sea, nos has mostrado todo el poder que tienes, pero ahora en Survivor Series, ¿qué va a pasar? ¿No? ¿Qué va a pasar porque te vas con Bobby Lashley? Me dijo, pues sí, como todos pueden ver, Bobby Lashley es un tipo grande y fuerte, pero yo tengo esto, la inteligencia es lo que me mueve a mí. ¿Y qué creen? Que yo soy el campeón intercontinental, o sea, el campeón de todos lados, pues, que básicamente el campeón de Perú, de todos los países, y hablo de todo habla hispana, ¿no? Y dijo, ¿y Bobby Lashley qué es? Bobby Lashley es el campeón de los Estados Unidos, así que contra eso y contra esto no hay nadie porque tengo a toda la gente en mi esquina. ¡Bum, shakalaka, boom, boom!
I don't remember saying that last part, but okay.
Yeah. Well, it's something like that, yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
And now, after the draft, who do you think might come after your championship?
I don't know, but I know it was very exciting for me as a wrestler to see the draft and to see the guys who ended up on SmackDown because there's so many amazing combinations now of matchups. You know, there's a lot of guys that I'd love to have a good match with for the championship. Of course, they have to earn those opportunities. But, you know, Big E, Daniel Bryan, Chad Gable, there's just a lot of guys who are really, really excellent in the ring that I would love to, you know, mix it up with eventually.
Ok. That's great. A ver, pues aquí yo le dije que quién pensaba que pudiera ir por su campeonato, y él dijo, hay muchísimas posibilidades. A mí me encantaría tener combates con muchísimos de ellos, ¿no? O sea, por ejemplo, mencionó a Big E, a Daniel Bryan, a Chad Gable. Entonces, vi que, bueno, eventualmente, pues, va a ir viendo quién más, pero por ahora hay muchísimas combinaciones perfectas que se están armando ahí. Ok. Were you happy that Kevin Owens got drafted to SmackDown?
Well, I'm interested for sure to see how that ends up, because anytime we're on the same show, anytime we're in the same company, we end up either with each other or against each other. Usually it's against each other. And especially these days, we don't really see things the same way, you could say.
Yeah.
You know, so it's probably going to happen eventually. Me personally, I'd like to give it a little bit of space and a little bit of time before that does happen, because I know it's going to happen eventually.
Okay.
But right now, I feel like I'm really enjoying doing what I'm doing as the champion of the people, el campeón del pueblo, you know? And I really want to explore that more and more before I know it becomes me and Kevin again.
Okay, perfect. A ver, acá yo le pregunté que si estaba contento de que Kevin Owens ahora fuera drafteado a SmackDown, y me dijo, mira, la verdad es que pues la vida viene y la vida va, ¿no? Personalmente, él prefiere que ahorita se den un tiempo, ¿no? Porque ahorita él está como súper concentrado siendo el campeón de la gente, ¿no? El campeón del pueblo, como bien lo dice.
Del pueblo, sí.
Entonces, que eventualmente van a volver a tener esta rivalidad y que sí, y que si no, pero ahorita tiene que tener el foco en lo que tiene ahora en sus manos. El campeonato intercontinental, gente. Okay, now, choose your favorite scenario. A, the current, being the Intercontinental Champion on SmackDown. B, winning the US Championship on Raw. Or C, winning the NXT Championship on NXT.
I think I'm happy where I'm at as the Intercontinental Champion. Again, because of what I said, the United States represents, to me, one country. The Intercontinental Championship really speaks more to me and the type of person I am and the type of, worldly person that I am. Again, being a man of the people and representing the people of all these different countries.
Yeah.
And not only that, but the history of that championship just speaks to me more, because so many of the guys that I grew up really, really loving, that was the championship where they really got to show their skills. So now I feel like I'm following in that tradition, so I'm happy with it. And the NXT title is great, but I feel like I've already kind of did that, and that was a different chapter of my life, so I'm kind of happy where I'm at right now.
Okay, perfect. Yes, I think it's the best.
I think so too. Yeah. Between me, you, and everybody watching. Yeah.
Ok, la pregunta aquí fue que ¿cuál de los escenarios le latía más? Si ser el campeón, continuar siendo el campeón intercontinental de SmackDown, o cambiar ahora al campeonato de Raw, el campeón de los Estados Unidos de Raw, o ganar el campeonato de NXT, ¿no? Y me dijo, mira, la verdad es que yo estoy feliz ahorita donde estoy, porque ya lo dije y lo vuelvo a repetir, esto representa a toda la gente, ¿no? Y pues cada una de las cosas, o sea, por ejemplo, el campeonato de los Estados Unidos, como lo dije ya, nada más es como una sección. Entonces ahorita estoy muy bien haciendo lo que, o sea, con este campeonato, y me quiero quedar así. Ok, why do you say that WWE respects you all the time?
Why do I say that? Most of the time, I mean, it's just, I'm messing around, you know? But there is this small part of me in the inside that does get angry every time I'm not featured on the poster, or I'm not featured in the way that I think I should be. But more often than not, I'm just kidding around and I'm kind of in character, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
That's great.
I don't actually think that they're out to get me. But still, of course, every wrestler in their head thinks that they deserve a little bit more, or deserve to be recognized a little bit more. And I wish I could say I was above that, but I'm not.
Okay.
Yeah.
A ver, acá la pregunta fue que por qué decía que el universo de WWE le faltaba el respeto. Y él dijo, nomás estoy cabuleando. Cabuleando quiere decir en español que nomás estoy echando el cotorreo. Echar el cotorreo quiere decir que nomás se la está pasando bien. O sea, que normalmente es para jugar. y ya está, que no es nada personal, pues, no se lo tomen personal. And what do you think about lucha libre?
I love lucha libre. I think it's really it's just weird the world we live in now, the whole world. But let's just focus on wrestling. Like the rest of the world, it's become very homogenized in some ways. It used to be American style was American style, Japanese style was Japanese, lucha libre and Mexican style was everything was in its own little area. But then as wrestlers traveled more and more, and the advancements in technology with people being able to see different tapes and DVDs, and then the internet, the styles all kind of meshed into one in a way. So a lot of the guys you see, like myself or guys of my generation, myself, AJ Styles, Daniel Bryan, Seth Rollins, these type of guys, even, Ricochet, all these guys now, the style that you see, even on WWE TV, it's really a mix of all these different styles. So lucha's influence, you can see it on every episode of Raw, on every episode of SmackDown, on every NXT. You can see the influence of lucha libre.
Okay.
Yeah, I love pure lucha. Don't get me wrong. I love it for what it is.
Yeah.
But it's really remarkable to see how it's infiltrated the style of wrestling all over the world.
Okay, great. A ver, acá la pregunta fue que qué pensaba acerca de la lucha libre y dijo que la lucha libre es espectacular. Que básicamente la influencia de la lucha libre se ha permeado en todas las demás luchas, la japonesa, la norteamericana, y que podemos ver, por ejemplo, a Ricochet, a Seth Rollins, a Daniel Bryan, ¿no? Y Jay Styles, que tienen este tipo de influencias, que también eso es increíble, porque ya vemos como a todos ellos que tienen un poquito de todas las luchas, o sea, que ya tienen varios estilos. Entonces, pues, cómo la lucha libre ha servido como para potencializar los demás estilos. And Sami, I want to know something about this. And first of all, congratulations. I think that mission is amazing. And I don't know, it's something huge. I want to know about your foundation, Sami for Syria.
Oh, thank you for asking me about that. Actually, I just got an update from the lady that I speak with over there, and I've been meaning to post it. So basically, I'll explain it for people who don't know what it is. Yeah. A couple of years ago, I started working with an organization called SAMS, the Syrian American Medical Society. And so I'm Syrian. I know I don't look it. I have red hair and whatever. I look white, but I'm of Syrian descent. And so obviously the war that's going on over there is very personal to me. And so a couple of years ago, I joined up with this organization to launch a mobile clinic, to raise money basically to launch a mobile clinic, because a lot of people whose homes have been destroyed and now they're living in camps or they're living in, rural areas where they can't really get medical help. We basically have launched this clinic that drives to them and delivers medical care to them if they can't get medical care on their own. And so we did it in 2017 and it lasted about a year, 2018. And then in 2019, we launched the campaign again, and it's up and running right now as we speak. And the update that I just got from the lady that I speak with was that in the month of September that just passed, they provided almost 1,200 medical services. So that can't be right. Is it more or less?
Wow.
I'm going to have to look at that number again.
Okay.
That doesn't sound right. I think it was more than that. But anyways, they're doing a lot of great work. And she sent me the breakdown of what illnesses specific people were treated by and everything. She sent me a whole breakdown. But the point is, it's operating right now. And it's still doing some very, very good and important work for the people in Syria right now. So if anybody has any extra money to spare, even if it's $1 or $2, you could go to SamiForSyria.com. Everything that you see, the clinic itself, all the services it's providing, it's 100% paid for by the donors, by you people who've been donating this whole time. So every dollar helps. And thank you for asking about it so that I could talk about it a little bit.
Yes, of course. I think those kind of things makes you more like a human, like, I don't know.
Yeah,
like
sure.
The real Sami that we don't know. So, and it's something amazing. And
thank you so much.
We need more people like you.
Thank you.
To inspire a lot of people and kids and young teenagers and everything, even me. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Thank you. And really, that's, of course, my goal is to help in Syria. But um, I think part of the reason I made it this whole campaign and put my name on it and tried to publicize it so much is to raise awareness and also to inspire other people, because I was inspired by other people too. When I see other people doing really wonderful things, it makes me think, oh, what am I doing? And, you know, when everybody kind of looks at themselves, everybody does a little bit more and the world just becomes a better place. So that's what I'm hoping for.
Congratulations, amazing.
Thank you.
A ver, para todos los que no sepan, Sami tiene una fundación que se llama Sami for Syria, que básicamente, para resumir todo esto y que quede muy claro qué es lo que está haciendo, pues hace un par de años, a través de una fundación, él decidió que era momento de poner clínicas móviles, ¿no? Y para poder ayudar a toda la gente en situación de guerra. Entonces, lo que está pasando ahora, por ejemplo, en el 20 de septiembre, lo que hizo fue dar servicios, más de 20,000 servicios médicos a todas las personas en necesidad, ¿no? Con necesidad. Entonces, él es sirio y es algo que le gusta reconocer, la importancia que tiene la guerra para él. Y algo que yo también le pregunté y le decía, oye, es que es una excelente misión. Y me dijo, pues claro, o sea, quiero inspirar a los demás, como a mí me inspiran las otras personas que hicieron algo increíble o una aportación a la humanidad. Y yo dije, bueno, ¿qué estoy haciendo en este momento? Entonces, aportar con lo que tengo, que son las donaciones de todos ustedes, y pueden ir a samiforsyria.com para poder donar y ser parte de esta colaboración increíble y que tiene mucho corazón. Y que sepan todos ustedes que las superestrellas ya estamos viendo ese lado tan humano y tan bonito que tienen. ¡Qué bonito! Ok. Now, let's play a game.
Okay.
I will tell you a name, and you have to tell me the first word that comes to your mind.
All right.
Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Shinsuke Nakamura.
Oh, man. Hard hitter.
Okay. Cesaro.
Powerhouse.
Okay. Jeff Hardy.
Oh, I don't want to say hero, but inspiration. Inspiration.
Okay. Jeff Hardy, inspiración. The Miz.
Entertaining.
Entretenimiento. AJ Styles.
He can do it all. I don't know what the word is for that. I don't know if I could put that in one word. Well-rounded.
Okay. A ver, Cesaro dijo poderoso. Jeff Hardy dijo inspiración. The Miz dijo entretenimiento. AJ Styles dijo que también a él lo había inspirado mucho. Okay, now, Drew Gulak.
Wrestler.
Okay, luchadores. Y que hace lo que sea. AJ Styles. Seth Rollins.
Star.
Estrella. Shane McMahon.
Crazy.
And Kevin Owens.
Partner.
Compañero. Okay, now let's go from some questions from fans. Are you ready?
Sure.
Perfect. So,
I'm realizing now I'm holding the phone at the least flattering angle, you know, like coming up like this.
Okay, who is next to challenge Sami Zayn?
Well, next is Bobby Lashley, but after that, I don't know.
Okay.
We're going to have to take it one step at a time. I really don't know who's next.
Okay, but who? I mean, if imagine, let's imagine something.
Yeah, I'd say there's still some unfinished business between Daniel Bryan and I, even though I did beat him at WrestleMania.
Okay.
There is still some unfinished business there, so that has to happen eventually.
Okay, perfect. I want to see that, really.
Yeah.
I want to see that.
I do too.
Bueno, a ver, a él le gustaría muchísimo Daniel Bryan. O sea, ya sabemos que Bobby Lashley es un oponente que viene, pero le gustaría muchísimo resolver los asuntos que tiene pendiente con Daniel Bryan. Ok. Okay, this one. Sami Zayn versus Aleister Black. Will we get that match?
Yeah, I'm sure eventually we will. It's happened before, again, years ago on the independents. I think I wrestled them in Germany a couple of times. But I think, again, when I talk about the SmackDown roster and seeing where everybody kind of ended up, he's another one of those names
Okay.
that I think we would have a really great match.
Of course, absolutely.
Yeah.
Both are amazing. Yeah.
Thank you.
A ver, preguntaron, uno de ustedes preguntó que si podríamos ver un match entre Aleister Black y Sami, y dijo, bueno, fue hace mucho tiempo cuando éramos luchadores independientes en Alemania, pero que la verdad sería un match increíble que todos queremos ver, sí o sí. O sea que sí, es uno de los que quiere enfrentar. Ok. Who is your favorite legend?
It's hard to choose just one, but I'd probably have to go with Bret Hart.
Okay.
He was really huge, huge, huge. He was my favorite when I was a kid. And it's funny because a lot of times you kind of outgrow your favorites.
Yeah.
But he's so good that as much as I loved him when I was a kid, the older I got and the more I got into wrestling, the more I had more and more respect for him.
Okay.
And the more amazing I noticed that his work was. I thought it was good when I was a kid. And then now, being a wrestler already for almost 20 years, I look at him with even more admiration now than I did when I was a kid. So I'd have to go with Bret Hart.
Ok, perfect. Bueno, dice que hay muchísimos, pero que va por Bret Hart, que básicamente lo inspiró mucho y que ahora lo admira todavía mucho, mucho más. Entonces, nos quedamos con Bret Hart. Perfect. A ver.
This hair is getting crazy.
Yeah, I know. A ver. Sorry, it's because there's a lot of...
Oh, it's okay.
Okay. Wait. This one.
Oh, man.
Would you like to come to Chile again?
Yeah. Whoever asked that question knows the answer already because I'm not shy about talking about how much I love wrestling in Chile. I think really, and this isn't just wrestling, even rock and roll. If you watch, actually, I just saw a tweet from Tom Morello, who's the guitarist of Rage Against the Machine. And even he said Chile was maybe the best show they ever played. So the crowd there is just so amazing. And it's not just Chile, don't get me wrong. All of South America, amazing crowds. But something about that building in Santiago, I mean, I just had the most magical time wrestling there.
Yeah.
And the whole roster was blown away. And this is something about Latin people, Latin American people as well. So there have been other fans in other parts of the world, in the States, in Germany, all over, where once they know that the performers like them, they almost get it in their head. They learn, oh, we're the best crowd. And then they almost start playing the part. I don't know if this makes sense to you.
Yeah.
But then they're like, oh, we're the best fans, so we're going to act like the best fans. But in Chile and in Latin American countries, there's no acting. They're not trying to be great fans. They're just so passionate. They're just enjoying it 100% for real in the moment. There's no pretension at all. It's just pure joy. And that's what makes it so amazing.
Oh, so nice. And it's true.
Yeah.
A ver, qué bonito. Ay, ya hasta me dieron como ganas de llorar porque sí, es verdad. La pregunta aquí fue que si quiere regresar a Chile y se aventó un speech del alma. O sea, dijo que básicamente Chile es... ¿Qué audiencia tiene Chile? Y no solamente lo dice él, lo dice Tom Morello de Rage Against the Machine, que la audiencia latina es la audiencia que todos quieren tener. Es muy explosiva y lo hace de corazón, muy pasional, por así decirlo, apasionada, porque hay muchísimas otras audiencias que pretenden pasársela bien, pero que nosotros lo hacemos con el alma, lo sentimos con el corazón, y eso es bien padre que lo reconozca Sami, que lo reconozcan todas las superestrellas, que el fuego lo tenemos dentro, sí. Okay, and the last one, okay?
Sure.
There's a lot of questions, but I think the last one.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, this one. Let's say this one. How do you feel about Murphy and Alia Mysterio?
You know, it's a pretty complicated story, and I think I don't know how the fans feel about it because I don't really follow everything that the fans are saying online. Because if you do too much, you might go a bit crazy, you know.
Of course, yeah.
But I think watching the story unfold, I found it's been very interesting since it started, and it's funny because it's been a couple of months now, you know,
Yeah.
and it's still interesting. And
Yeah.
that's hard to do in WWE because, well, for so many reasons, but because we're on every single week, it's hard to keep stories interesting for that long. You know, at a certain point, it becomes a bit like, oh, I just saw this last week. But this story with the Mysterio family and Seth Rollins and Murphy, it's managed to not only hold my attention,
Yeah.
but constantly having me go, oh, oh, look at that. Oh, Aaliyah's involved now. Whoa, all these cool twists and turns. So I don't know exactly what's next in that whole story, but I know as a fan, I've enjoyed watching it very much.
I think it's kind of a telenovela. That's why it's
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah, it is. You're right. You're totally right.
Ok, aquí la pregunta fue que qué pensaba acerca de Lía, Misterio y Murphy y dijo que la verdad está sorprendido porque aunque ha pasado muchísimo tiempo, él sigue enganchado y a veces se cae la atención, pero aquí han tenido muchas cosas interesantes que le ha dado vuelta a la historia. Le dije, es que es una telenovela, por eso nos gusta tanto. Ok, now this is the last step of this interview. Let's suppose that I'm your delivery girl and I will shop for your groceries. Which are the 4 items that I can never forget to buy?
Oh man, that's a tough one. I don't know. Okay, coffee probably doesn't count because I go get my coffee at like special fancy coffee places. So I'll take coffee out. This is a tough one. So I recently discovered this vegan chicken that tastes just like real chicken. It's really amazing. It's by a company called Daring, which I think they're from the Netherlands. I think they're from Holland. And somehow I found it in the grocery store here. It's frozen, but anyways, it's amazing. So I think I would throw that on the list.
Okay.
God. Fruit. I think mangoes. I've been really obsessed with mangoes lately.
Yes, of
so
course.
let's put mangoes. Lately, also at night, I've been doing this. It's mango flavored actually, but these popsicles as like a little treat at night.
Okay.
Because they're not too, you know, they're sweet, but they're not so terrible for you. You know, so maybe I would add that in the cart. And then maybe like a vegan yogurt, because that's one of the first things I eat in the morning. Because when I eat, or like a vegan protein bar, because I don't have a huge appetite when I wake up.
Okay.
So lately what I'll do when I wake up is I'll just have some fruit and some vegan yogurt. So maybe those are the staples right there.
That's great. It's an amazing list.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So, a ver, aquí la pregunta fue, ya saben que para terminar las 4 cosas que no debo olvidar del súper, y él me dijo, el pollo vegetariano, que es una nueva receta en Holanda que se llama Daging. How do you say the chicken, the name?
Daring.
Daring, ok.
But entonces, it is a Dutch company.
Ok, entonces es una compañía Dutch, holandesa.
Yeah, yeah.
So, ese pollo que yo lo quiero probar ahora, también me dijo frutas, ¿no? Le gustan las frutas mangos, en especial los mangos, yogurt y unas paletitas de hielo que son especiales, que no son ni muy dulces, pero que tampoco están tan Entonces, esas son las 4 cosas que ya sabemos que le vamos a comprar a Sami ahora. Okay, Sami, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks. Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
It was amazing interview. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Thanks. Thanks to all the fans who joined today as well.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Da las gracias a todos ustedes. Y I want to see you soon. I mean, after all these days.
I know. I can't tell you how much I miss traveling to Mexico, to Chile, to Colombia, to Peru, to all these amazing, when we do the South American tours, which actually I was really thinking about it a lot recently because this time of year is when we usually go. Yes, like October, November, and December, we go to Mexico. Yeah. So I just miss, you know, if you follow my Instagram or, you know,